6-119. Use the ideas developed in problem 6-118 to change each of the following quadratic equations into graphing form. Identify the vertex and the line of symmetry for each one. Awesome. We enjoyed doing that so much on the last one, we get to do it a couple more times. So letter A, we've got f of x equals 4x squared minus 12x plus 6. I'll just make sure I have enough room here. I'm going to say f of x equals 4x squared minus 12x plus 6. So remember, our first step here is to look at the first part of our trinomial and factor out whatever our coefficient of our x squared is. So in this case, we're going to factor out a 4. And we've got then 4 times x squared minus 3x, because 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times negative 3x gives us negative 12x. I'm going to go ahead and just put plus blank in there. And then we've got plus 6 on the outside. I'm going to do the same thing over here in terms of I'm going to have f of x. I'm going to put plus a blank right there. Now, what number would we have to have in here to complete the square? Well, we're going to have to take the middle number, cut it in half, and square it. So we're going to take 3 divided by 2, and we're going to end up squaring it there. So 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. 1.5 squared. Or you can take it, you could just square that and then divide. It's up to you, but I know that this is going to end up being 2.25. So I'm going to take that here. I'm going to say I'm going to add in there 2.25 to each side. Oops, hold on, let me undo that. Well, I hope you can read it. It's the thick marker again. But I'm going to add 2.25 here, but I have to multiply it by 4, right? Because I'm adding 4 of them. So when I add it on the other side, I have to do 4 times 2.25. So I should have plus 4 times 2.25. Well, 4 times 2.25 should give us, 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times a quarter is $1, so that should be, what, 9? So we're really saying here that we've got I want to make sure you're able to read it. So f of x plus 9 equals 4. And then we can factor this. This should be 4 times the quantity of x minus 1.5 squared plus 6. Subtract our 9 from each side. And we get 4 times the quantity of x minus 1.5 squared, and we're going to subtract 3. Now we're looking at identifying the vertex and the line of symmetry. So our vertex here comes from our locator point, hk. So we're going to end up with our vertex being 1.5, negative 3. And our line of symmetry has to run right through this x-coordinate here. So we're going to have x equals 1.5. So that is letter A. If we want to check it here, we can pull out our graphing calculator. And we're still on the same stuff from the last problem there. Let's go in and let's graph our original. We have 4x squared minus 12x. Actually, let's just clear it there. Sorry, I didn't see that. 4x squared minus 12x plus 6. And then let's put in the second one. Let's clear it out. We've got 4 times the quantity of x minus 1.5. Square it, and then subtract 3. And then let's just do a standard zoom here to start out. There's 1. And there's one right on top there. So we know that this form is equivalent because they give us the same graphs. So looking good. Let's move on. Let's look at B. Letter B. We've got g of x is equal to 2x squared plus 14x plus 4. Same thing here. Think about this. We're going to have to look at our first two terms here so we can complete the square on those. Let's factor out the 2. And we're going to have x squared plus 7x plus blank left. Plus 4 on the outside. And on the other side here, we're going to have g of x plus blank. Or you could even say 2 times blank if you just wanted to do it that way. So now we're going to look at finding what the missing value is here. We're going to say half of 7 squared. So another way we could look at this there is just squaring each of these and then dividing it. That'd be like saying 49 over 4. How many times does 4 go into there? That'd be 10 and 12.25, I think. So we're going to add 12.25 here. So remember, we're really adding 2 of them. So we're going to have to add 2 times 12.25 on this side, which gives us 24.5. So we're saying g of x plus 24.5 equals 2 times, let's factor this, this would be x plus 3.5, that quantity squared, plus 4, and then let's just go ahead and subtract our 24.5 from each side. So we should get 2 times the quantity of x plus 3.5 squared. And then we're going to take away 4, so that would be negative 20.5. So what we should end up with here is our vertex is going to be at the point negative 3.5, negative 20.5. And then our line of symmetry is going to be at where x equals negative 3.5. To check, pull out that calculator, graph both of them there, look at the tables, however you wish to do it there. So 2x squared plus 14x plus 4. And 2 times the quantity of x plus 3.5 squared minus 20.5. This one, obviously our vertex is going to be lower, so let's just go ahead and change the window. Let's move our y min down to, let's say, negative 25. So at least fits on there. There's one, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Oh yes, there it is. And once again, remember, you can look at the table to make sure that the values and the outputs are the same. All done. This is problem 6-119. Hopefully this helped you out. If you have other questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks for watching.